Welcome back to MMA Unhinged, and joining me today is Toby Misech. Toby, how are you, and how are you feeling as we're just over 2 weeks out from your fight?
I'm feeling good. I had a long camp, so I'm can't wait to get over camp and just get in there and fight.
And I'm sure you're exhausted, but what's your preparation for this upcoming fight?
Yeah, I've basically been in camp since November. I was supposed to fight in January, early January. That fell true, and right as soon as that fell true, we got this fight, so I went right back to camp, and so I'm feeling pretty good. It was, similar opponent styles, so it was a grueling long camp.
But so the opponent change really didn't affect you that much, and because of the style and everything.
Yeah, it really didn't. As to their style and height. So it's basically same height, same style, everything.
And what's a typical timeline for a camp for you when you're fighting?
Uh, Sorry, is that my side or is that your side? It keeps buffering and freezing.
It might be a little bit both here, so I do apologize.
Okay, no, we've been having some bad weather here too in Hawaii. So it's been raining, windy, freezing cold.
No problem. Anytime if I ask you something about that, then that's no problem. What's the typical time for a camp for you at 145 or maybe 135 that you've done in the past?
Um, I I fight 45 now. If I got a long, notice, I might try 35, but I've been sticking to 45. But usually 6 weeks is good for me. It's usually eight, but I'm fine with six.
Okay. Sorry. So that being said, you were talking about you haven't fought at 135 in a long time. So uh, you were saying something about you would need a longer time.
Yeah, if I got a longer camp and it was a worth it fight, a big name or a good opportunity fight, I'll go back down to 35, no problem. All my other 35 fights, I kind of been getting it last notice, not a full camp, so I kind of struggled. I missed weight at 35 a few times, so I just said, forget it. I'm just sticking at 45.
And that being said, so now that you've had this camp and whatnot, obviously the fight's in 2 weeks. When do you plan on leaving for California?
I think I leave the week of, so they got me leaving Tuesday morning, the fight week, getting there Tuesday night. So I got there Wednesday. So I got Wednesday for cruise, make cut weight, and then weigh in Thursday.
And speaking about doing this training, you've been in training camp for such a long time now. You're talking about since November. What's probably the most difficult part of being in training camp while being a family man?
The long, grueling hours away from my family, missing all the since I've been in camp from November, all the holidays, I've been kind of not being able to enjoy, not eating and stuff. But yeah, just I work full time, so right after work, I go straight to training, and then I come home, and it's time for like relax and go to bed. So that's about it. I got my kid with me. Um, yeah, I bring my kids to the gym, but come on, boy. But my wife, we work opposite schedules, so it that's about it. I can say I don't mind, putting in work at the gym, training, but just being away from the
Mm-hmm.
family, doing fun things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that being said, like you talked about being in camp for so long. So do you have plans for after this fight? Like, do you have like a cheat meal that you're craving, or?
Usually I'm craving sweets. I'm a sweet tooth kind of guy. I like my candy,
Mm-hmm.
sodas. But for some reason, this camp I'm not craving any of that. So I guess we'll see. We'll see how I feel after. But if everything goes good, I want to get right back into it and keep this ball rolling for 2024. I want to stay active.
Well, they say like once you get sugar out of your system for so long, you sometimes you lose that craving for it, and you also almost want to kind of keep that weight that you have, that figure that you have. Is that something
Yeah.
you can relate to?
Yeah, yeah. Now, usually I'm I'm craving it, but yeah, this time I'm not. I mean, we'll see fight week. It might change being that I'm starting to really cut.
For sure, for sure. Now, I spoke with Wilson Hayes a couple days ago, and he gave you a lot of praise. Like he talked about how, like, just what a brawler you are, and just how crafty that you can be in a fight. What when you look at your upcoming opponent, what are things that you think of when you look at a guy like Wilson Hayes?
Um, he's a veteran, he's a legend. He fought the goats, he fought for the UFC title. Um, it's a blessing to be fighting this guy. But I'm looking to put him away and make my name and make my mark and start my rise again. But he's dangerous. He's dangerous.
And that being said, uh, is there anything that you're working on or you're preparing in camp for this particular opponent?
Yeah, obviously, a lot of wrestling and grappling, a lot of movements. Um, well, being that I was supposed to fight in January, same game plan. So I've been doing a lot of wrestling, grappling for a long time this camp, and my cardio, making sure my cardio is up there so I can just push the pace on him.
And when I talked with Wilson, he talked about. I asked him how, when I talked with Wilson, I asked him about how he'd like to finish this fight, and you kind of gave your thoughts about how you like to end up with this fight. He talked about having that bit of that ground and pound. So how do you respond to something like that?
Honestly, I wouldn't mind a submission on him. Um, Getting a submission on a guy like that would be big. Um, so either that or a knockout. I'm looking for a finish though this fight.
It seems like you're almost like feeding him his own poison in a sense.
Yeah, I've been a blue belt for 10 years, man.
Hmm.
It's just a long time coming, and if I can get a submission on him, then I'll feel good about it. Wilson is a nice guy though. I met him at the last Cage Warriors, and he was real respectful, real cool. I'm kind of hating that. I wanted him to be mean so we can, be in each other's face, but it's all respect.
And what would it mean to you to start, have a fresh start at 2024 and to not only beat but finish a guy like Wilson Hayes at the beginning of the year, just to start off the rest of the year?
It'll be huge for me. If you follow my career, I go on like long hot streaks, then I lose a few, go back on hot streaks, lose a few. It's been up and downs, and a lot of it's been a lot of adversity into my career, and I'm ready to get back on track and make that streak going. I wanted to end the year with a win, and that didn't happen. But I'm looking to start this year off right and go on a roll again.
Well, and some say the MMA game is not just about the physicality or the hard work or the training, but a lot of it is the mental game as well. So, beating a guy like Wilson Hayes, do you feel like that does a lot for you mentally as well heading into 2024?
Yeah, yeah, it does, being the name he has, but mentally wise, I've been through a lot in my life and in my career. It can be you can ask me anything. Injuries, I've been through it all. I've been
Hmm.
just in life general. Yeah. So I have a very strong mind. Um, so I guess just beating him, yeah, would just add more to it. But other than that, nothing else.
And you've kind of bounced around to promotion from in the last few years. Looking at Cage Warriors, what is it that you like about Cage Warriors, and is it somewhere that you see yourself kind of staying with for a bit?
Um, so it's been that fight is a lot of distractions going into that fight with medical wise and doing that. But no, they're a big organization. A lot of top guys came out of there. So I would love to stay there, get a streak going, and capture their belt.
And obviously, Cage Warriors is the big thing in the UK and Europe in general. They have made their, they have come over to San Diego quite a few times now. With fighting over in Europe, would that interest you, or traveling over to the UK and getting maybe fighting in someone else's home crowd?
I would love that. In the beginning years, I traveled to Guam and whatnot to fight. I love the
Hmm.
travel. I was supposed to fight in Ireland for Bellator one time, and my opponent pulled out like 2 weeks before, so I didn't get to do that. But I would love to travel
Hmm.
over there and fight their top guys. I'm always game to fighting the top guys, so I would love to do that.
Excellent. And just lastly from you, obviously you're focused on this fight. I know it's coming up in 2 weeks, so I know your mindset is that. But given that you're a family man, you've been trained in a long camp, and I know you would like to get back in there soon. Do you have any other plans for 2024 outside of fighting, outside of training?
Um, Maybe taking me and my wife going on a nice getaway. So I'll be away. That fight week is our wedding anniversary. So I won't be here for to celebrate. So I would love to do that after, and yeah, let's enjoy my family for a little while.
So are you planning, just to follow up on that, so are you planning on staying in San Diego for an extra couple days, or are you looking to come right back home? What's
Uh,
your thoughts?
they got me back on the flight right very next day.
Okay.
Yeah, my actually the casino, the event is 21 and over, so my wife had to stay back, watch the kids. But no, I plan on coming right back.
Excellent. Well, listen, I just want to say again, thank you for taking the time. I apologize with the connection. Sometimes this stuff happens, but
No worries.
Toby, I do appreciate you taking your time seriously, and I hope everything goes well for you. And just good luck on February 23rd.
Right on. Thank you for having me.
Hey, no problem, Toby. You take care.
Okay, have a good one.